You hear so many things now about college athletics and some of the stuff that's crazy out of control or so. Here is the story, the great story of college athletics with Josh Cameron, Baylor, All-American, punt returner and wide receiver, with your story from walk-on to where you are right now.
Sure.
How do you look at the changes just in your life and where you are right now? People know who Josh Cameron is now.
No, for sure. I don't try to blow it out of proportion kind of too much. I try to keep my focus where it is, where it's at. So kind of in terms of just what's been happening in my life and how things have just been changing, I've just really tried not to dwell on it too much and really just focused on just kind of the guys around me, the summer training, kind of the process of trying to get to where we want to be. In terms of all that, I really just try to stay level-headed and just kind of keep on that same course, kind of that same walk-on mindset, that same passion that I first had when I first got to college.
You guys finally hit the stride last year, and it finally all went together, and you went on this great tear.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been able to feel that momentum carry as you prepare for this season, as where last year there was, I'm sure, I know with people who observe, fans, there was a lot of, unsure feelings about it, but now you kind of know like what the roadmap is.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think it's definitely a different energy for sure. We have really a lot of returning guys on the offensive side. We lost some receivers, but we reloaded and kind of getting those guys caught up. People like Lewis Brown, Kobe Prentice, Cole Wilson, just kind of bringing those guys in and getting them acclimated to the offense. So in terms of the momentum, we're taking that momentum and kind of adding on to that and be like, okay, we know what we can do. Now let's be consistent with it on a weekly basis as we move throughout the season, because we got everything we need in this room and this offense.
How different is it just knowing that Sawyer's the guy versus last year when it's DeQuan, but there's also Sawyer. So if it doesn't work out, there's kind of two guys. But now it's Sawyer. I mean, like in the Walker's there and other guys, but it's Sawyer's team. Does that feel different this time of year versus last year?
Yeah, I would say it's a little bit different not having a QB battle, but I think it just gives a little bit of a different kind of confidence in the offense and really the team. Just everyone's just really rallying behind him, really just continuing to boost him and give him that confidence that he needs. And then whenever he's confident, then that the whole team's confident. It's just an energy that kind of goes back and forth with each other.
How do you feel like he's handled having this amount of attention on him? Because there's a lot of talk about Sawyer in the future and all this. How's he kind of handled that as a person?
Yeah, no, I think Sawyer just does a great job as kind of being like a low-key kind of guy. He likes to not kind of keep to himself, but kind of keeps to himself, stay low-key, but still kind of leads other guys around him. And he doesn't really get caught up in the kind of the media hype, things like that. He's real good at just kind of tuning out and kind of keeping his course as well.
You don't walk into a room with a team and raise your hand and say, I'm the leader. You got to earn that. And sometimes quietly or sometimes just with your actions. What was it about him back during the transition early last year from DeQuan to Sawyer? What was it about him that you noticed?
Yeah, I would just say not only actions, but the way he speaks. He's not so much as a kind of aggressive kind of leader. He's more of a, when he speaks, it's powerful kind of leader. So not only his actions by doing what he did on the field, but whenever he spoke, people really listened, and it really just kind of absorbed in, and everyone kind of felt that and was like, oh shoot, this is a little different. So kind of seeing that kind of action in the way he spoke, it really encouraged other guys in the offense.
You personally, you broke out kind of in two ways at the same time. Like when the punt returns hit, not that you weren't an effective receiver, but it looked like that gave you the confidence. I don't know if A became before B, that's the chicken and the egg, but it felt to me like once you hit those punt returns, then all of a sudden as a receiver, you had a confidence that you had unlocked that wasn't there before. Am I wrong on that?
I would say that confidence is always there. I would say punt return is just kind of like an add-on to my game. I really like both of them kind of equally. I kind of like to say whenever I do punt return, it kind of reminds me of the days I used to play running back, kind of just catching the ball and just trying to make people miss. So I would say it just kind of an add-on to my game for sure.
So it wasn't like it just because you had those great returns, you scored a touchdown, then all of a sudden it's like, there was no weight. It just seemed like, or maybe that's just when it all hit together.
Oh yeah, no, I'm pretty confident no matter what the situation is for sure. Yes, sir.
What's it like to have the new facility? How do you feel like that's sort of, I guess, added to the environment and added to your experience there at Baylor?
Oh no, it's awesome. It's it's state of the art. The training room, the weight room. We got this big old acrylic kind of bear thing in the wall. I'm like, dang, it's awesome though. I think it definitely adds to the experience. It's like, okay, like guys, we're a big program, so let's go out there and show it. Let's use all these new fun little gadgets and tools that we got. Let's not only have it, but let's use it so that we can go out there and win as well.
Yeah, and there's a lot. I've been in that, and after it was done, we wanted a tour. It blows my mind, and a lot of places are tucked in that are bigger than you think until you get in there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot. Do you feel like almost like they did this for us, we need to do this for them?
Yeah, that's kind of the attitude that Coach Aranda brought onto us when we first transitioned over there. It was like, okay, guys, like, we have this facility, but let's not just have it. It goes back to what I was just saying. Let's use this, all this facility, because we got the facility from what guys did before y'all. So let's use this and continue that and build that on.
You guys open up against Auburn on a Friday night. Like, I know that you guys, there's a lot to get to, but thinking about the way that you ended the season, the way that you get to open it against a team that everybody in the world's heard of, like how exciting is it to kick off what's going to be the last year of you at Baylor with such a high-profile game?
Yeah, no, it's going to be electric, especially with it being a blackout and, like you said, prime time on a Friday night. It's going to be a different atmosphere, but I think it's really just going to give us a chance to kind of prove ourselves to really any naysayers or anyone that has their doubts, really just stepping into that arena with confidence and just treating it like another football game at the end of the day, because that's all we're here to do is play the game that we love and play the game that we've been playing since we were young.
Have you given much thought to this being the last ride, not necessarily last football, but last ride in a Baylor uniform? Has that crossed your mind, or is that going to be like, hey, at the end of the season, I'll think about that?
I think it hasn't really hit me kind of yet, but I think kind of as we progress through the season, it's going to be like, oh, shoot. Man, this is the last this is the last that, the last practice here, the last practice there. So I think as we kind of go through the season, it's going to hit me more, but it's crossed my mind a little bit, but nothing too crazy.
Josh, at the end of the 23 season, which didn't end well at all, did not go well at all, there were at least murmuring that there could be mass transfers because that's the way the game is. And Baylor and NIL, I always have been on record as saying, started late. But they took care of some people. And it seemed like GXG, Elite, and all those, they stepped up. What was that like at the end of the 23 season when it was a really uncertain time, and yet it led to what was a very nice ending last year?
Yeah, I don't really remember too much about it, but I will say when it comes to just the Baylor culture, we tend to not have too many guys transfer out. And I think that just goes back to the Baylor culture and just what it's about and what Aranda brings to this team, which is just really just consistency and guys wanting to be here, wanting to play for Baylor, wanting to play in this uniform. And that just goes back to the people that's here, just really the team and how Aranda has just truly just built it up to be this really tight-knit group.
When you are returning punch, which is a dangerous thing to do and somewhat got to be nuts, because someone's coming down, if not two or three guys, to knock your helmet and the ball loose. Did that help you when you started becoming more and more involved in the receiving game to be able to avoid a corner or a safety as soon as you caught the pass for extra yardage?
Now that you mention it, actually, I think it does help, honestly, because kind of building that peripheral vision from punt returning and then kind of taking that bit and then turning into the receiver, like you kind of like get that feel. It's like, oh shoot, like it is kind of the same that you mentioned. So yeah, I think it does help in terms of just kind of avoiding guys at the point of contact and just trying to get loose and get as many yards as I can.
Yeah, you have to be slightly nuts, right, to return.
Oh no, for sure. That is very true. That is very true. There's a lot of guys on the team that are like, bro, I don't know how you do that. I'd be too scared. So it definitely takes a little bit of courage to do it for sure.
How excited are you about this season and just what you've seen being put together thus far? Obviously high expectations, but just kind of how do you feel about how things are all operating at the moment?
Yeah, no, I'm really excited. Guys, even just like new guys, transfers that really came here in the spring and the summer, guys are just really being acclimated to the team and kind of what we're about. And guys are really just bought into to what's to come with this season. So I'm really excited just to see guys when we get to fall camp start practicing, start getting a feel for each other, and just kind of seeing that talent on display as we go throughout the season.
If someone had to replace your mom as the CEO of the Josh Cameron fan club, who would it be? Because I don't know. I mean, so okay, I don't know if we've ever had interaction with a Baylor player's parent like we have with
she's
with
awesome.
your mom.
My God,
She is awesome.
It's one of those things like, look, if she decides to retire, you just don't have a fan club.
No, literally. I'd probably have to say my aunt or Nana. They're there at every single game, every single road game, every single home game. They're there cheering me on every single time. So I'd have to say my aunt or my Nana for sure.
And your mom's been resilient.
Oh,
She's had
yeah.
to battle, has had to overcome some things in adversity, and the whole time she never blinked, never missed a.
No, for sure.
Kind of what she's meant to you.
Yeah, no, she just means the world to me. Really, just seeing her journey and how far she's come. Every time I get the chance to go see her, when I go back to Austin, I'm like, Mom, wow, this is insane, Mom. It's just seeing where you walk around, smile on your face, no oxygen tanks, no nothing that you have to carry around. Like just seeing her just completely kind of transform and just be completely different is just so like wow. That's all I can say is just wow.
The example, if you think you're having a bad day, then you have to realize many others are having a very bad day, right?
No, for sure.
What an inspiration,
Sure.
huh?
No, literally the biggest inspiration in my life. She's my why. She truly is my why for sure.
That's awesome.
Yes,
Josh
sir.
Cameron, Baylor wide receiver, punt returner with us on 365 Sports.